Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Goblets and Gaze. I am Aubrey, I am your GM, and we have another special episode for you here today. Another in our series of one-shots that explore different times, different people, and different areas of Cyrene. And we've got a bit of a treat today. We have a bunch of adventurers going on a adventure, I guess. I was trying to be witty, and my brain did not work. But yes, I will turn it over to my players to introduce themselves. Who are they playing? And where you can find them. We've got some really great people at the table today. And I'm going to start with Tom.
Hi, everybody. My name's Tom. You can find me on Green Mountain Mysteries, where I play gunslinging monster hunter Albion Graves. For this game, I'll be playing gunslinging monster hunter Colin Helfark. It is a different character. The southern accent is going to be purely coincidental.
I mean, we have already had someone isekai'd into Cyrene, so it would not have been out of the question that Albion Graves gets randomly dropped into Cyrene.
Oh, no, I would have had to have weird special mechanics for all of his nonsense with Odin. It would have been super complicated and not worth it.
It would have been funny, though.
It would have been.
Yes, and then next up, we have Gwen.
Hi, my name's Gwen, she, her. I'm also known as Glitchy Pixie on other parts of the internet. I'm a TTRPG skill monkey. I do pretty much everything. You can find me at PIX_V_WAD on Twitter. And I am going to be playing Marjorie Theodora, the Tiefling Beast Brute Gnome Enchantment Wizard.
Yes, the absolute bonkers builds that Pathfinder 2 lets you make. It's so good. And then next up, we have Michelle.
Hi, I'm Mimi, also known as Michelle Jones. You can find me on Twitter at Alessia Kills. I use she, her pronouns. I write RPG content for Pathfinder, Thirsty Sword Lesbians, and more. I am going to be playing Beth Greythorn, the Orc Ranger Monster Hunter.
Okay. And then to round our cast out this week, we have Rook.
Hi, I'm Rook. You can find me on Twitter at RJK Games. What I do varies wildly from moment to moment, so the best place to keep up with me is on there. I will be playing Orpheus, Bard, Swashbuckler, and overall mess.
I feel like I didn't mention where you can find me on Twitter, so I should do that real quick.
Yes, do that.
You should find me. You can find me on Twitter at Albion Graves, or you can find me running the podcast Twitter at GMMcast.
It's a good time. It's a great show. You should all check it out. So yes, we shall get into things, and we'll pick up a little bit further north in the world of Cyrene than we have explored so far. Usually in our main campaign of Blood of Kings, you all know that we're very most everything that's happened has been in Cressa or Vlagos. We will explore the third other sort of major power of the world of Cyrene, Ozhiem. And as this group of adventurers heads out on a mission, so for the last couple of months or so, right around the full moon, this small little village has reported livestock and people getting killed by some sort of animal. They believe it could quite possibly be a werewolf. So they put in with the Adventurers Guild in Ozhiem. They put in a request to have an adventuring party come and check it out. If there's a werewolf, kill it. If not, get rid of whatever is causing them these problems around this time of the month. And that's where we're going to find our group on the road to this village. It is so small that it really kind of doesn't have a name. It is kind of just known as Wright, WRIGHT. It's for the river that it borders.
It's known as the goddamn boonies is what it's known as.
Kind of. But yes, we pick up with our adventurers on the road. You've been probably traveling for Mm, 4 or 5 days at this point.
I actually have a question. How
Yes.
long have we as a group been working together?
You as a group have probably been doing this for probably about 4 months at this point. You all went to the Adventurers Academy at some point before that, about 5, 6 months ago, when they had their sort of annual. I don't want the word I'm looking for is not tryouts, but essentially is once a year the Adventurers Academy has an admissions fair where heroes and people with magical skills come from all around Cyrene to essentially try and get admission. Because the Adventurers Guild is part college, part mercenary guild. They they make sure their adventurers have the best gear and the best training, so that when they are sent out to fight werewolves and monsters and the weird crystally undead things that are popping up all around Cyrene, that's totally not important to the main story. That they come back alive. So you have all been assigned as a team. If people want some sort of like out of world context, think of like Beacon Academy and the teams from Ruby. You all train and you all have a place on like at the academy where you can live together. You don't have to stay there. They don't require you to, but it's just you have shared space and you've been working together for about 4 months.
All right, so what do y'all reckon we're actually dealing with here? Because, I mean, I keep hearing werewolf, and they ain't that much of a problem, so I don't know why they're hiring folks of our caliber to deal with that nonsense.
It doesn't matter. I can't believe we're wasting our time with these small-time jobs.
Hey, money's money, coin's coin.
They're not going to have much coin. They don't even have a name for their village.
All right, yeah, admittedly, that does present us a bit of a conundrum where we are in the goddamn sticks at a town that ain't got a name, but, I mean, hey, they wouldn't have sent us if the pay wasn't good, right?
And I will clarify that your pay is all coming from the academy itself.
Yeah, I mean, the academy wouldn't undersell us for a gig like this, right?
Doesn't much matter to me what we're hunting. If it bleeds, I'm gonna kill it.
See, that's why I like you. You and I get along real well.
But
Yeah, you gonna say something, Marjorie?
I was just going to say, you all have fun. I'll see what additional funds I can scrounge up around here. I'm just not thinking that it's going to be much.
You seem a little underconfident about our chances getting, decently paid.
Oh, no. Listen, I know that we're going to get our pay from the academy, but you know what I do. I prance around, I sing your praises, and then the people throw money our way.
Yeah, no, I do appreciate that about you. That does tend to help with how many bullets I have to buy.
Is that what you've been doing?
That is where about half my pay goes, yeah, is ammunition.
No, the dancing and the prancing. I just thought you did that for fun.
Not literally dancing and I'm something of a, we'll say a wordsmith.
They're a theater kid, and they're good at, making people pay attention to their shit is what they are.
Mm-hmm. Also, now is pretty great time to describe a little bit of how it looks.
All right, so we got Colin here. He's a bit of a wiry sumbitch. He's about 6 foot, got a bit of lean muscle on him, wearing a long dark duster, a nice tricorn hat. He looks like a Kentucky Fried Bloodborne character. He's got a little bit of stubble. He's got a variety of guns strapped to various appendages or his back, and a couple bandoliers of bullets on him. He's got a short sword at his side, pouch with some potion bottles in it. He's prepared for eventualities.
In contrast, Marjorie Theodora is a short, gnomish individual, but she is a beast brood tiefling, so she has this fluffy hair that's sort of half put up in a ponytail, and there's tiny little horns that sort of poke out of the front. But she is a beast brood tiefling, so she looks like a sort of burgundy striped cat girl. And she's wearing a very fancy double-colored one-piece suit and boots, and a small shoulder-length collar, and a massive wizard's hat with equally massive round glasses and a staff.
So Beth is a tall built orc woman, just like very rough and tumble looking. Like she wears leather and fur, but like in a very everything she has is very like minimalist and practical. The only thing she has that's a little bit like decorative, she has these like dark glasses that sort of cover up some of the scars on her face. And just has a one-handed axe that sort of hangs off of her belt at her side.
Orpheus is a tall-ish, wiry elf with warm brown skin. Is a little bit longer than usual. Black hair cropped very close to the scalp. He's wearing very nondescript but secure looking armor, and he walks with his holding his violin case just kind of over one shoulder like a cool kid from a cartoon. I think like as he's walking he kind of like mutters loudly enough that he knows you're going to hear it, but still muttering, overconfidence is going to get us killed.
It ain't overconfidence, it's just confidence. Comes from experience.
Don't know what this us thing is. If you get killed, then I'm out of here.
Well, that's a good thing I ain't gonna get killed, isn't it?
Exactly.
All right, look, this ain't my first rodeo dealing with werewolves. I don't know if I've told you all this story yet, but before I joined this whole adventure and academy nonsense, I was just a bounty hunter, bringing folks in alive or cold, whatever the time called for. And it happened to be a full moon the night I had my quarry cornered, so I was very surprised when I found a man rapidly changing into a giant wolf man and trying to whip my throat out. And that's when I decided monsters are probably where the real money is.
You have told this story no less than 4 times.
I think as you're telling the story, Orpheus is like miming what you're saying, like in beat with as you're saying it.
Oh shit, have I? I'm sorry, y'all. It's just listen, I didn't go into detail this time at least because it's a fun story and there's a lot of little details that are real funny if you think about them.
I have had ample time to think about them in the previous tellings.
That's fair. I'll give you the not version instead of the short version then. Anyway, the point is, I don't think this ain't something we can handle. I think we can handle this just fine.
Yes, as you're saying this, you sort of get to this break in the trees that sort of have been pretty much surrounding you. And you see this small village up ahead of you. It is mostly of thatched houses with like there's a specific word for that, but it's got like the reed roofs. That's all like the woven straw. Clearly, a lot of these people here, the hunters, they live by their means. There's a kind of nice fountain sort of in the middle of this town, and it looks to probably be the place where most of them get their water for like cleaning and things like that. And it's it's probably late morning by this point. And you can kind of see people going around, people doing cleaning. There are some hunters like preparing pelts that they have recently killed and, probably going to sell in the next few days. But everybody seems to be on guard. Everybody is waiting for that other shoe to drop because they know tonight is the full moon. And whatever's going to be happening, it's going to happen tonight.
All right, so where do y'all want to start on this? How do I want to play this?
Well, if we find the werewolf during the day, it'll be a lot easier to kill.
And you have been given a name of she's considered the de facto mayor of the town, Mayor Tiv Soko.
Right. Well, then do you not want me to announce our arrival?
No, I love it when you do the intro. Please, God, do the intro.
Excellent. And she'll hop down from, I'm assuming they had like horses or wagon or something they were traveling
Imagine
on.
you all have horses.
Great. She'll hop down and sort of just walk up and sort of get up on the fountain wherever she can get a foothold. And just say, all right, everybody. We are here from the Monster Hunting Academy. You can all calm your tits. We will get this handled as long as you give us as much information as possible, and we won't be dealing with any more slaughterings tonight. Do we get that? Do we understand?
You should, let's do a performance check.
For sure. Let's. That's a 5.
5 total? Oh no!
I rolled a 2.
Oh my god, no!
So you do this, and then there's like a lot of muttering, and then everybody just turns back to what they're doing. They don't say anything. They don't.
At this point, Khalid is going to be he's got a decent wisdom score, but that doesn't mean he's not occasionally a dumbass. He's going to pull out his pepper box, fire around in the sky. All right, folks, listen up. This here's my boomstick. This boomstick is going to be aimed directly at any goddamn werewolves that come into this town. So we got me. We got my friend here who introduced herself already. We got Beth, who is this massive hunk of meat and iron behind me. And we've got Orpheus. And we are here to kill your monsters dead. So if anyone wants to help with that, we'd be mighty obliged, because it means it's less likely that monster's going to eat one of you. So, who's in?
Beth is walking away.
As you're doing this,
Should I roll a check for this?
Give me an intimidation.
All right.
And
That's a nat 20.
That's. So what is that with your bonus added to it?
21.
21. Yeah, as soon as you shoot the gun in the air, people start screaming and running away. There's lots of slamming of doors. And this sort of very tall, very angry looking, like, half-orc just starts stomping his way across town toward you all. He's like, I'm gonna have to ask you to not shoot guns in my town.
Well, folks weren't listening. I figured I might get their attention. Clearly did not have the desired effect.
As you can see, everybody's a little bit on edge today. Yes, you're the adventurers.
More than that, we're professionals.
Experts, if you will.
Well, I suppose you'll want to be talking to Tiv.
Yes, please. I'm sorry about my noisy friends.
It's okay. You kill this werewolf. It's fine. We'll be glad to go back to quiet months. And he's just like, we don't really have like a town hall or anything, so most of everything is just done at the end. If you follow me, I'll take you to her. And he starts sort of heading towards sort of the big, large building at sort of the end of behind the fountain. And you can kind of see that even early in the day, there are a lot of people just sort of hanging around the inn. You get your normal hangers around, and a lot of people just kind of don't want to risk it on the day of full moon to go out hunting, so they're just kind of killing their time the only way they know how. But it's kind of like that very just low energy, and usually in people happy drinking, people are drinking, they're not happy. And he opens the door and he just goes, "Hey, Tiv, got some professional people here for you.
Colin is actually gonna. I'm sorry, Glitchy. Remind me of your character's name. Marge.
Sure, yeah.
Colin is going to just pat Marge on the shoulder and go, "I'm going to let you handle the conversing part here, because clearly I'm not very good at it. I'm going to go take a walk around town, see what's what, get myself an idea of the perimeter."
That's a good idea.
All right. So you break off. You start like exploring the town, and everybody else going into the inn.
Yeah, mostly I'm actually going to be walking the perimeter of town, looking for tracks, looking for any signs from the last attack.
I will have you roll a survival check for that, and I'll get back to you on what you find.
Alrighty. That's going to be a 24.
24. I will let you know what you find in just a moment. The rest of you all enter the inn. Yet again, lots of really depressed hunters just kind of drinking and eating to pass the day. And then sort of sitting over on the bar, there's this gnome woman with sort of these like little pink pigtails. And she's like talking to some other people, and she's got like a little cup of tea in her hands. And then she goes, "Oh yes, darling, I'm right over here." And and you all, she goes, "Hi, yes, I'm. You can just call me Tiv. I run the inn, so that kind of makes me the mayor, I guess, in a place like this. Do you want food, drinks? Anybody?
Oh, absolutely. What you got?
Really watered down ale. Better, like kind of good tea, and mostly for food. There's a lot of potatoes and there's a lot of meat.
Maybe some tea." She looks very like, oh, okay.
This is not a very rich place. And then she looks at, "Can I get anything for the rest of you?"
I'm good.
I'll take some tea, thank you.
2 cups of tea coming right up. And she sets her cup down and like hops behind the bar and starts like casting some magic under the kettle. And she goes, "You can just pull up a seat to the bar. Just you could just push Earl off the seat. He's asleep."
Is Earl a cat?
No, Earl is just some drunk that's asleep on the bar.
Earl is a man.
I don't push Earl. I just sort of like pick him up by the back of his shirt and put him in a different chair.
Yeah.
I would like to imagine he does not wake up.
He absolutely does not wake up. He is that out of it at 11 in the morning.
Yeah, like I move him, but I'm not just going to dump him on the floor.
Yes. And as she's doing it, she puts down like a plate of bread in front of all of you, and then there's like maybe a little bit of some jam and preserves as well. Before setting tea in front of all of you. It smells very nice. Kind of a nice black tea.
Pinky out.
Yes. Well, I thank you all for coming for this. I know we're kind of in the middle of nowhere. And I suppose you just kind of timeline what happened.
Yeah, that'd be appreciated.
As much as you can provide.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Started about 4 months ago or so. It was just kind of a bunch of Roger's cows got killed, and we wouldn't really think much of it. We just thought wolves. We kind of have problems with them occasionally, and to hunters, they went out, didn't find any wolves, which was weird. But the next month, Roger was also dead. And then it's been a little bit more after that. Kind of now people are a little bit afraid of going out when like right around this time, as you can see.
So Roger's cows, then Roger. That's it.
Roger's cows, Roger, and then we lost the the next month we put some people like up around, and they all got killed by whatever it was, kind of ripped them apart. Linux, you see the orc guy is kind of just like leaning on the wall by the door. Linux, my husband, he's kind of tries to keep everybody safe around here, and he said that didn't look great.
So have all the attacks been around that farm?
They started around that farm. Farm is maybe like a mile down the road, and there's that. They've kind of started like edging in on the town. The last people who got killed last month were sort of near the edge of town.
All right.
And as you're doing this, like some drunk picks his head up off of one of the tables and he just goes, "I just keep telling you, it's got to be that creepy fucking witch who lives in the woods."
A witch.
And Tim just sort of goes, "Sam, you're always so funny." He's talking about Mavenna. They came here about 5 years ago. They're good for like herbal remedies and potions if we need them, but they don't cause any problems. They never have, so it's kind of hard to think that they're the werewolf. But their house is kind of close to Roger's farm.
I go over to this drunk. I say, "Did you do something to make a witch mad at you?"
I didn't do anything. I've never even been in there. I don't know. I mean, they was out in the woods, come to town, just keep to themselves.
That doesn't sound like anybody who's done you any harm.
I mean, they just haven't. They live out by Roger's farm. They're not dead, but it's gotta say something.
So you're saying you've got a neighbor who takes care of you, who lives very close to where these attacks have happened, and you haven't done anything to check on them and make sure they're okay?
It was just like, I mean, Lennox does when he does his patrols. Please don't listen to Sam. Sam is a drunk. Sam, that husband of yours doesn't like it when you do this.
Well, that aside, were there any connecting factors between any of the victims? Occupation, or an individual that they saw beforehand, or religion, anything?
I mean, we're forest folk, we're hunters. We kind of just we all worship Dimpal. The goddess of the luck and the hunt. It's pretty much whom most people. I mean, occasionally we get some Vasile or various other worshippers in here, but for the most part, we're just Dimpal.
Okay. What do you think about this, Orpheus?
So every attack has been at the full moon. Do you have any details on specifics of the injuries, claws, bites, other?
And Lennox sort of like stands up from where he is at the door and just goes, "Oh yeah, I mean they all looked like they were ripped apart by some kind of animal, and like maybe the kind of partially eaten."
Not to get gruesome or be disrespectful for your losses, but ripped apart like in separate pieces or ripped open?
They were all in several pieces.
Okay.
Messy eater.
Strong too. I mean, obviously strong, but a lot stronger than most.
Sounds like it could be a werewolf to me.
Definitely has the hallmarks.
And I will jump over to Colin for a moment. With your role, you are sort of like moving around the sort of perimeter of the city, trying to just look for tracks and things like that.
This don't qualify as a city. Let's not overstate things.
This village, this collection of houses, and at one point, it's probably near to where everyone else will know is like the way to Roger's farm and the witch's house, sort of on the western side of town near where the trees are. There's a lot of sign of animal tracks, and you're kicking around in some of the underbrush, and you uncover something that it looks like a bone.
Well, ain't that colorful? Interesting. What kind of bone am I looking at here? Do I know?
Do you have medicine?
I have nature, and I have a small score in medicine.
If you're trained in nature, roll nature.
All right, that is going to be a 25.
25. This does look to be a bone from, like, it looks dwarven. Looks like it belonged to a dwarf from a dwarf.
Yeah, so like
it looks like it's probably been here about a month or so. So yes, with your 28, it's not necessarily like prints or anything, but you can kind of see where probably last month a lot of tree branches and bushes were just sort of broken and destroyed. And it is sort of leading in a like a northwest direction.
All right. Colin is going to take a piece of chalk and mark the tree where the trail starts, and then head back to link up with the others.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah, you will find them at the inn.
All right. Colin sort of breezes through the door.
Mm.
Hey there, y'all. That was a nice leisurely stroll I took. I'm not interrupting nothing, am I?
Yeah, I think we're pretty much done here.
That's good. What'd y'all find out?
Sort of nod that we can, like, let's have this conversation outside.
He nods, tips his hat to the people y'all were just talking to, the mayor and the half-orc. And then, well, I did find us a trail and a bone from what looks like a dwarf. Looks like the attack looks like about a month old. So imagine it's our last Vic.
That tracks with what we heard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Lennox will nod and just like, yeah, that probably belonged to Gunner.
Gunner, huh?
We weren't able to find all of him.
Well, I mean, I didn't bring it with me because that would have been distasteful, but I did find some of him if you're interested.
I will make sure it gets back to his family, and then we'll put it with the rest of him.
Much obliged. All right, y'all want to take a walk?
Let's. We did also hear about from a drunkard that there is a witch out near where some of these attacks have been happening. Now, the drunkard decided that they were going to place the blame on said witch, but I'm thinking this person probably has their head on straight and might have a little bit more information.
Now, when we say witch, do we mean like hag, or do we mean someone who knows what the hell an herb is?
An herbalist.
All right, yeah, no, then that's typical hick superstitious bullshit, saying that that's the Vic, that's our perpetrator. I mean, that's my good, at least. But I think I may have found us a way to find where this thing's laying low.
Well,
or at least where it went afterward.
How much time do we have before sundown?
It's like noon. So you've got over 6 hours before sundown, and probably about 7 hours before like moonrise.
Here's what I'm thinking we do. We start out at the farm, see if there's anything that we can figure out at the site of the first attack, work our way back towards town. We'll interview the person in the woods, see if they heard anything, and then if we don't get anything from that, we follow the tracks.
That sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah. So you head off towards the witch first. You can. Tiv will give you directions to their house, and you head off. It said it's about a mile, so it's probably you'll be walking or riding, about 15, 20 minutes or so. I'll ask if there's anything you want to discuss on the way, or if you just want to zoop right to the house.
I don't have anything in mind.
The only thing that feels weird, werewolves, they're not methodical. They don't plan. They just sort of, lose it. But it sounds like this one's been getting closer to the town over time. So I don't know what to make of that. But
are you saying perhaps this is an advanced werewolf, or perhaps maybe somebody else is pulling the strings?
It's also possible that because the other farm was on the outskirts and it got through all of those victims, it had to come closer to hunt more. So anything's possible.
Definitely a possibility. Too early to say for sure.
I don't want to assume they're ain't methodical. Sometimes these things ain't just mindless killers. Sometimes there's some cunning in there. There's some thought in there. They can be mighty dangerous and they can be mighty clever is the problem.
I do have a question. Beth, what is your perception bonus?
My perception is
+8. So yeah, as you start off, you're the only one who feels this because I rolled secret perception checks for everybody.
I have a +10 perception.
+10. Actually, no, yeah, you would. I didn't realize your perception was that high.
I have a good wisdom score.
Yeah, and while I'm at it, for me, for Madge and Orpheus, what are your perceptions?
+6.
So I have a +8 and then a +2 circumstance bonus to locate undetected creatures that you could hear within 30 feet.
Okay, so literally it is everyone but Madge who sort of, you get about like 10 minutes down the road, you immediately feel somebody's watching you.
Giselle just comes out from under the coat, cradled in his arms. That's my rifle. Just
are you
something
good?
ain't right. No, something ain't right. Something definitely ain't right. Y'all feel that?
Yeah.
I felt it.
Is this a hunter thing?
It's a hunter thing. Can I try? Is there any way I could try to get a idea of what's or where this might be coming from?
Yeah. Give me another perception check. This was just to see if you noticed something.
All right. That's a 23.
I'm also gonna roll. I'm gonna designate. It says I designate a single creature as my prey. It doesn't say I have to see it.
This is true.
Oh wait, no, you must be able to see or hear. Or you must be tracking it. So I guess I can't make it my prey, but I also roll a check.
Orpheus is. Oh, go ahead.
I got an 11.
I didn't roll. I think Orpheus is busy taking his violin out. The actual instrument is like a regular but reinforced violin, and the bow is wicked and sharp and made of metal and looks like it could do enough damage by itself, let alone paired with an instrument. But that was all.
Yeah. And then for Colin, what was your perception one more time? 23. Yeah, you look up, you're like looking through the, just trying to see where it's coming from. And you sort of see that there's this sort of human shape sort of like moving from tree to tree. And they sort of like move out of like your, like move like behind like a tree trunk, but you see them.
Alrighty. Colin is going to just under his breath point out where they are under the tree, raise the rifle, and just aim not at the tree but near it, and just be like, "Howdy. Listen, you're slick, but you ain't that slick. Can we help you?"
And I'll ask, does anyone speak Elvish?
Yes, I am an elf.
Yes.
Yes,
I actually
imagine.
do. I speak Common, Draconic, Elven, Goblin, and Undercommon.
Yeah.
Goblin, because they're the ones who make the best guns.
This is true. And so you all just hear the elven equivalent of fuck.
And Colin replies in heavily accented Elven, "Yeah, that's what I figured."
And sort of this, you sort of hear a thump as this elf. He is not fully adult, but he is like young adult. He would be the equivalent of like a 20-year-old-ish or so. Sort of steps out of the tree line. He's wearing hunting clothes, got a bow across his back.
Alrighty there. Is there a reason y'all are following us? Because following a bunch of heavily armed monster hunters and trying to make sure they don't see you coming ain't exactly the smartest move for your health, my friend.
Hey, I want to help.
Huh.
I've lived here all my life. Like, oh my god, it's so boring. Help. Maybe if I can be helpful to you, put in like a recommendation for me so I can like get out of this place.
I'm just, without warning, I'm going to reach into my bag. I'm going to take like an apple out of my rations. I'm just going to throw it at his head as hard as I can.
Give me an unarmed attack roll.
Alrighty. I rolled a 10 and my unarmed attack is plus 10, so that is 20 to hit.
Okay, 20 to hit. So yes, you you just sort of beam him right in the side of the head with the apple. He's just like, ow!
I don't think that was super necessary.
I think Orpheus is going to jump in because Orpheus is barely older than these kids, and like as he looks at them, like the like years of his training kind of like show on his face as he says, "Now, as my friend just demonstrated, if you cannot dodge an apple, what do you think you are going to do against a werewolf? We will not have your deaths on our hands. Go home." I will. Come on, dice. I rolled a 2, so that's only an 11.
2 and 11. I will say that even with you're kind of but he's been hit in the side of the head with an apple, and you none of you seem like willing to help. So he just kind of raises his hands and just goes, "Okay, I'm going back to town."
Colin is gonna walk towards him and be like, "Hold on one moment there, my young friend. Now listen, I don't mean no offense when we're saying we don't want you to get yourself killed out there. Honestly, we're here to make sure no one else dies. We do appreciate the gusto you're bringing to this. I'm not going to lie, but this ain't something you can just hide and shoot with a bow and hope for the best. But if you know anything about what's going on, if you know where this thing might be, if you have anything that can help us information wise, I'll gladly take that.
He's just like, I mean, I heard what everybody says about the witch, but they've always they've been good to my mom. When my mom was sick a couple years ago, they gave her a potion. That she's okay now. Uh, there's a no one wants to talk about it, but 6 months ago we had to kick a hunter out because he just he almost killed somebody, in like a bar fight, and more than like a normal haha, we're all a little bit drunk, we kind of punch each other. He was really trying to kill somebody, and we had to kick him out. And I know nobody wants to say it, but we think he might be the werewolf.
This fella got a name?
Yeah, his name's Harkin.
Harkin. All right, you got a name there?
Yeah, you can call me Corey.
All right, Corey. Thank you for that. That is some information that does help give us some perspective on this matter. I do want you to go head on home because if there's folks down, they're going to need you there more than we're going to need you out here. And if you want to do what we do, by God, you got to get your training up first, because that's the only reason any of us are still alive. Colin's got to pull down his shirt collar and show this scar across his chest. This is what happened last time I met a werewolf. I got lucky.
Yeah, that's a scar.
Without saying anything, Beth takes her glasses off from behind Colin, and her face is messed up. She's got a scar across one eye. She's got a scar across her mouth. Just to drive the point home.
Mm-hmm. All I'm saying, sometimes boring ain't so bad.
Yeah, I'll go home. I'll see you. Hopefully, kill this werewolf. And he's saying this as he's just backing up. He gives you finger guns, and he kind of just is like, okay. Turns around and is jogging off.
Colin tips his hat. You take care of yourself now, friend. Looks back.
Hey, Colin.
You're so
Yep.
good with the young ones.
I was young and stupid once, I remember what I needed back then, so I try to provide that.
Yeah. While you're over there, give me my apple.
Colin takes it, tosses it back.
Catch it, put it in my bag.
It's got some elf face on it. You might want to wipe it off on your shirt first.
Yeah, I'll clean it.
Ugh.
All right, to the witch's house we go.
Mm-hmm. So you get back on your horses or whatever, and you head down the road and turn off. Eventually, you get to sort of like a four-way fork, and you turn off in the right direction that Tiv told you about, and eventually you can kind of see the curl of smoke from a chimney, sort of in a clearing in the woods.
It's a bit cliche.
Listen, they're cliches for a reason. Come on. Can't go messing with the classics now. All right. So, who wants to do the talking here? Because I don't know how good of an impression I'm going to make.
Marjorie's walking up to the door already.
That's why we have her.
And as you're walking up to the door, you're just you just smell pastries.
Oh. Thankful. You do see her pupils dilate a little bit. Anyway, so give a cursor. First, she's going to cast Detect Magic real quick.
There's some magic going on, and Detect Magic also tells you like the school of magic.
Yes, at this level.
It's honestly there's like an enchantment on the door, and there's like some other just all sort of like pretty basic magic, and the enchantment on the door is kind of just like an alarm spell, and various other small stuff. All of it seems relatively low level.
Alrighty. She'll just take her staff, which is pretty simple, except for the wood sort of bends at the top and comes down and makes almost a heart shape. And she knocks it against the door a couple of times.
And you hear from the air, be there in a moment. And like 10 seconds later, like the door opens and there's this person and they're like, sort of like rubbing flour off their hands. And you see this dwarf in front of you, and they have sort of these braids of dark hair. And they look up at you and just be like, travelers, what brings you by? I don't usually get a lot of people. Do you need help? Food? I just put on a kettle. I've got a pie. I'm happy to share.
Oh my God, is that what I'm smelling? Is that pecan that I'm smelling?
Yes, actually.
Oh my goodness, you have done my heart a kindness by just providing the smell. I can imagine the taste is going to just magnify that kindness. Hi, I'm Colin. We're from the Adventuring Company. I said I was not going to do the talking. I'm sorry, and he just steps back.
Thank you. Hi. We are new in town, obviously. We're here to deal with a little bit of a problem where some of the people in the village have been torn to shreds. We were just wondering if we can ask you a couple of questions.
Oh, yeah. Come in. I don't have a lot of places to sit, but you are welcome to make yourselves comfortable. If you see that devious little familiar of mine, be careful. He bites.
Okay.
He's hiding from me again. I don't know where he is. He likes to hide in the teapot sometimes.
I'll be on the lookout for suspicious teapots. And she'll just look back and shrug at everybody and walk in.
But yes, where are my manners? You can call me Mavena.
Pleasure to meet you, Marjorie Theodora.
I personally don't believe that this woman is a werewolf, but as we are going in, I want to use my survey wildlife to just look. Oh wait, no, this takes 10 minutes. Never mind.
I mean, you might be able to do it depending on how long you stay here.
Well, I was gonna like look around the outside of the house, but I can't do that subtly in 10 minutes. So
That's true.
I'll just go inside.
I actually have a thought on that. Colin is going to just reach into his pouch and pull out a silver. Just be like, I feel like I owe you for the pot at the very least. So please accept this kindness.
Oh, they take it. They're like, oh, yeah, thank you. I don't have a lot of use for money. I don't really go to towns much. But yeah, sure.
They don't hesitate to touch the silver?
I don't hesitate.
All right. That confirms the suspicion in my head.
Mm-hmm. And you're led into sort of the cabin is peak cottagecore. There are herbs hanging from the ceiling drying. There's a nice little fireplace. It's got a kettle on. You can see the pie sort of in the center of the table. And then there's like a teapot next to it, and sort of like the lid on it rattles a little bit as you look at it. And there's some like very also because they're a dwarf, the chairs and everything are a little bit closer to the ground.
No problem.
So it's like walking into a kindergarten.
Marjorie's tiny, so she's fine. So take a seat.
Maybe a few of you kind of have to duck because of the ceiling, depending on how tall you are.
I definitely do. I am 6 foot.
Beth just like leans against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Orpheus sits on the floor, crisscross applesauce.
Mm. Yeah. And they just go, okay, pie. Who wants pie?
Well, I would be delighted to have some. Thank you very much.
And I
Yeah,
also have
absolutely.
Oh yes, and I have some. I have a kettle going. I can get you some tea, and I'll answer any questions you have. And they start cutting up the pie, and as this is going on, they're looking over at the teapot, which is rattling occasionally, and then the lid kind of lifts up a little bit. You see this little fox face, and then they go, "Aha! Found you! Grab!" And then they grab this pipe fox out of the teapot, and they're like, "Oh yes, you little bastard! You got away from me again. Told you, don't do that. Don't go in the teapot. I don't want to scald you." And they eventually the pipe fox, which is just literally if a fox was a snake.
So it's a weasel.
Yeah,
No.
but it doesn't have legs. It's literally fox but snake.
I love this.
Extremely
I love
good.
this with all of my heart.
And it wraps around their neck. It kind of does the thing that snakes do, when they lean over someone's neck. And they pet it, and they give you all slices of pie, and they just go, "Yes, yes. What do you want to know? I don't help much, so I can't tell you all that much, but
You got a neighbor, or you had a neighbor in the farm down the way.
yeah, Roger.
Did you know Roger well?
More than I knew people in the town. I helped him with his cows a few times. They got sick at one point. I gave them some antidotes for them, and helped him deliver a few of the calves. But Roger lived alone in the woods for a reason. So do I. We kind of just were like, "Hi, neighbor," all the way over there, and we didn't really talk much.
That makes sense. Any of those times when you were helping Roger recently, did he seem scared or nervous about something?
I mean, it was when he started losing cows. That was definitely when he started getting nervous. But I mean, as far as I can tell, he did come to me at one point with this real nasty looking bite. Said a wild dog bit him.
Did they ever find a body for him?
I'm honestly not sure. I didn't ask. It was a little gruesome, and I don't have the stomach for blood.
It's understandable.
Wait, so he came to you with a bite wound, and this near a full moon? Or
Might have been, but I didn't think much about it. This was before any of the attacks started. And
Before the cows?
no, they're thinking, and they just go, "Yeah, now that you mention it, it was before the cows."
Uh-huh.
I just make eye contact with Colin, and I just hold up a 2.
Colin holds
Like,
up the two
with
back.
Yeah.
And just goes, "Well, that is actually mighty informative. Thank you. Also, this pie is goddamn fantastic. I'm gonna excuse my language. This is knock your socks off, slap you across the face, and call you Sally level delicious."
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I don't normally get to share my baked goods with many people, so it's always nice to do that.
Well, I imagine not. Town folks seem to think disappointingly lowly of you.
You know, a witch who lives in the woods. They gesture at themselves.
Well, only most of the town folks had nice things to say. They seem to appreciate what you do.
Marjorie has been quiet because she's been shoving her face with this pie, and the only thing that you can hear is a soft purring.
Yes. Let's just go. If you have any other questions, I imagine you are the ones here to deal with this problem.
We are. And I do have a question. I know I just paid you in silver, but since you deal with alchemical materials, do you have any raw silver lying around that we could purchase off of you?
Let me see. I might have things that help you anyways, you know. You see like a small little like alchemist, like some basic alchemy tools. And you know, they move over and they start going through, and they're just like, well, I don't I don't have much that would be worth buying. They've got like a handful of like silver nuggets.
That would do, actually. That'll be helpful.
I mean, you can have them if you're dealing with this problem. And I think I have some potions. Give me just a moment. And they start like rummaging, and they pull out two potions. And they go, werewolves can be, a little rough sometimes. And just in case you find yourselves needing to be patched up a little bit, and they're going to hand you two minor elixirs of life.
All right. Colin has a couple potions already, so he's gonna let.
Just in case. Yeah, if anybody wants them, they heal 1d6 healing points, and you get a +1 to saves against diseases and poisons.
How about I take one, and one of our support characters can take one.
Marjorie, I think you should take it. I also have some potions to hand out, but we can do that after because I bought a lot.
Yeah, in case any of you get unconscious.
Well, mighty obliged. Thank you so much for watching out for our ass.
Yes, I would very much like these woods to go back to being the safe place they were. I think I'm only safe because of all of the wards I placed on my house.
Yeah, double check those tonight. Make sure those are all set, just in case.
Yes, we will probably go and barricade ourselves in the root cellar tonight.
Good idea.
It's a good idea.
But my hunters are the best around. We're going to deal with this, and then we'll be out of your hair.
Beth just like raises an eyebrow at my. It's like gives you a look.
She just gives you a look right back.
So Orpheus kind of like, so I had 20 gold left over, so I just bought a bunch of healing potions. So Orpheus will like take out 3 and just kind of like hold them out and be like, these are for your distribute
Colin
them
just opens
as you wish.
Colin opens his bag, shows he has 2. I'm not the priority here, I don't think.
Yeah, I have a potion, so I don't mind if you hold
you're
on
offering.
to them.
All right. If you take 2, I'll keep one, and then like we can distribute them if needed.
All right. Theodora.
So I have 3 altogether.
Dealer?
It's 1d8.
Are we finished talking to? I already forgot their name, but
Mavena.
Mavena. have we already stepped outside, or?
If you will have wanted to, you can. If not, if there's anything you want to do before you leave, you can.
Yeah, I just wanted to check in to see if anyone else had anything else to ask them.
Nope. Just thanking them for the pie.
Yep, good information.
Lovely pie. Thank you so much.
Once we're outside, I just look at Colin and go, "You didn't buy Silver Sheen?"
I bought silver. Do you need Silver Sheen?
No, I have Silver Sheen, but
I bought silver so I can make see if I can make myself a few more rounds back in town.
you're gonna do that in like the next 5 hours.
Hold on. How long does that take, Aubrey?
I will say, depending on your crafting check, you could probably make them. There's like actual rules for them, but like I'll say, like depending on your crafting check, you will be able to make a certain number of them. Technically, I think it takes like a day or two, but
I have a +9 crafting, so
yeah, pretty.
I took it because he makes his own bullets sometimes.
Yeah,
fair enough.
I could make us at least a few more. I mean, I also figure I could get get a silver edge for one of your weapons or something. I don't know.
I just show that I have 2 vials of Silver Sheen.
Now, I, the player, don't know what that is.
It is, yeah.
It's like an alchemical item. You can apply it to your weapon, or in your case, ammunition, and it counts as silver for an hour.
Okay.
So you just use it right before a fight.
Orpheus will raise a hand and be like, I forgot Silver Sheen.
I hand you one of the 2 vials.
Thank you.
They are significantly cheaper than getting a silvered weapon, so that's why I bought them.
Yeah, they're like 6 gold.
I mean, I already have silver bullets because I plan ahead and shit. I just figure I might as well get some more. Or if worst comes to worst, I can toss one to you and you can just club them to death with it.
Just you all do what you need to do to kill the damn thing.
Improvise brass knuckles.
So you all heard that, right? That he's definitely a werewolf. Our farmer.
No, there's definitely 2.
Yep.
Absolutely right. There he is. He got bit, started killing his cows. I don't know where the hell he is now, but all I know is that we might have us a pack on our hands.
I mean, that would explain why none of the hunters survived. One werewolf would have trouble killing that many people. They at least would have started running.
Aubrey, remind us quickly, what do we know about the regular behavior of werewolves?
Regular behavior of werewolves. If you want to give me a quick recall knowledge, nature, warfare, if you have anything like that.
Ooh, I do have warfare.
If you have warfare, go for it.
Do not fail me, dice. My warfare is +7. I rolled a 7, so that's a 14.
14. And you're just sort of looking about just what you know about werewolves and.
Yeah. Like specifically, I want to try and remember what the regular behavior of werewolves are after they change back.
After they change back, I guess it depends. Like sometimes they're aware of what they do. They're doing. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes it's just like, wow, why am I in the middle of the woods, naked and covered in blood? But other times it's they remember. But when they're in the in the book calls it moon frenzy. Essentially, when the moon is full, they go into sort of a bit of a frenzy state and essentially hunt whatever they can.
So it's not guaranteed that they would like shift back and be like, oh, time to return to my like regular life as a villager. Like, it's possible that like,
I mean, it just depends. They might.
Okay, cool.
Sometimes they would, especially if they're trying to hide the fact that they're a werewolf and take advantage of that to kill more people.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at the virtual tabletop and I noticed something appear. Anyway,
So, what I'm hearing is we don't know much beyond we might be dealing with multiple werewolves. Good gods, just excellence, wonderful.
Hey, we have a trail, don't we?
We do, and it's even more important now that we find them before nightfall.
Yeah, sure as hell is.
More important than I get the Academy to pay us more after this.
I will put it in our after action report, I'm sure.
Beth just sort of like pats you on your wizard hat, like, well, you worry about that. I'll worry about making sure we make it back in one piece.
She looks very just like arms flailing as soon as you touch her hat and just right. Whatever.
Yes. So what is your plan going to be? I'd say it's probably about probably 1:30-ish in the afternoon.
If Roger, is that the farmer's name?
Yes.
If Roger became a werewolf, I think starting at his farm, we can probably find some indication of where he went, or like probably find some clues there.
do we need to return to town so Colin can craft his bullets, or should we just start our investigation? Well, continue our investigation and leave that for later.
Yeah. We might not even need to. It's just nice to have the silver on hand.
I mean, I think we could afford to split up right now because we're like right next to the farm. I can go with one of you to search for clues, and then the other two, now we know about this hunter Harkin, can ask about him.
I can come with you to the farm.
And,
I'm going to head to
we'll
the
go with
farm, Jeff. I think the farm is probably where I would go, but if we already have two going to the farm, I'll go to the other place.
Yeah. Well,
Sure.
because the reason I said to split up is so that you could make bullets. If you don't want to make bullets, we don't need to split up.
Oh, I can make some bullets.
Yeah. If you want to go back to town and take some time, make some bullets. And ask about Harkin.
yeah.
And then the others.
Theodora can ask about Harkin.
Yes. Yeah. So Colin and Majori will head back to town, and Beth and Orpheus will head to the farm. And since the farm is the closer one, we'll start there.
Now I'm going to use my survival ability. What is it called? Survey wildlife. So I spend 10 minutes assessing the area to find out what creatures are nearby based on nature things. So I make a survival check against a DC determined by you. On a success, I can attempt a recall knowledge check, but I'll see if I succeed first. So I'm going to search the farm, search outside, see if maybe he's been back recently. And then we'll see, maybe he's got a journal or something inside. We can check for that after.
Can I give guidance to one of these checks?
Yeah, I'll take guidance on the survival check. Is that a +1?
Yes. You're immune to it for 1 hour. However, you do get it for the
That's fine.
survival.
So that is 10 plus 8 plus 1 is 19.
19. Okay. Yeah, that I was going to say the D6 for success was going to be 18, which was a pretty standard for your level. So yeah, you succeed, and you are going to the farm and sort of seeing if anyone's been around lately, and if you can pick up anything. And yeah, the farm has been abandoned for a couple of months now, ever since. And you sort of see where they at least thought somebody was killed. Maybe somebody was. Who knows? There's like sort of the dark stains of a lot of blood in the area, like that would normally be a bedroom. And you sort of see the bed sort of stained with all of it. And as far as you can tell, maybe a few months ago came back for some stuff. You do notice that like root cellar rather empty. Like any kind of food or anything is also gone. But it doesn't look like Roger has like decided to just come back and live in the house or come back for anything recently.
All right. All right, cool. So at the very least, we know he has not been back since he ditched this place, but maybe he's got something. Maybe he's written a journal or something. So I'm just going to start like whatever is left here. I'm going to start going through his stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah, I guess while you're like surveying the outside, I guess Orpheus can be inside, like looking around, trying to see, trying to look for like anything significant like that.
Give me a perception.
Perception. I think I will roll you. That's an 18.
And 18. So yeah, you do find not necessarily what is a journal. It's kind of part journal, part like ledger. Seems to be mostly for like took X amount of harvest to market, brought back X amount of money, and then little bits of there's an entry dated probably you see it's dated about a month before like the first cows die, and it's talking about like, oh man, I shouldn't have been out that night, but so and so from the village, just can't resist him, and he's like, this weird wolf attacked me on the way back, and gosh, it hurts so much, but Mavena patched me up. They're always good to me, and then there's one a month later about just being freaked out about something is killing the cows. And then it looks like a bunch of pages after that are ripped out.
Interesting. I think something occurs to Orpheus as he's reading this this like entry, mainly because it just occurred to me.
Uh-huh.
I guess I did. Cures for lycanthropy. I guess that's something that isn't like if you get infected but you haven't changed yet. Like if the answer is you don't know anything, that's fine. But is there anything?
Would like to give me a religion check.
Religion. Ooh, I am untrained in that.
I'll also say occultism if you're trained. You're probably trained in that. I was like occultism.
That's 21.
21. It is kind of like technically it is just it's like the remove curse. Like if somebody cast remove curse on a time where it would have to be a high enough level, you can generally get rid of the lycanthropy curse, but it is a high level spell and
okay,
has material components, I believe.
Okay, so I assume Mavina wouldn't have been able to like do anything like that. Okay, cool. That's fine. Cool. So I'll like bring out this journal to show to you. Kind of like point out the entries, point out the pages. I think this is fairly evident of like our theory.
Yeah, I say this backs it up.
Also, this is just me reading on Archives of Nethys. Apparently, if you just like go ham on the wolfsbane before you turn the first time and you survive, it'll cure you.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yes, continue.
Well, I guess these ripped out pages, maybe he realized what was happening and didn't want to face it.
It's also possible he, maybe started changing, while he was writing, and this is what happened. I didn't see any signs of, where the papers were. They were just gone. Okay. Or actually, maybe he took them, or burned them, or destroyed them.
Well, we'll head back to town, meet up with the others. We'll follow the trail from the last attack.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yes, then we'll pick up with Colin and Madge in town. You get back to town, and yet again, it's probably onwards of 2:30ish, and you can already see a lot of people are going around just boarding up their houses. People are ushering the small children in, and they're shutting down.
Is there a forge in town?
Oh yeah, there's a blacksmith's forge. It's not super fancy, but you can definitely do your work there. He's not really making too much today.
Would you mind bringing me the mayor while I work on this? I have some questions, but I do not want to look up for my work.
The mayor, yeah, I can do that. I'm gonna go quickly do a round before these people board themselves into their houses.
This is a new dice that I'm using today, and it has not rolled lower than a 10. This is ridiculous. I got a 26 on my crafting roll.
A 26. I will say with the silver you have, you can do I'll give you 10. Essentially, what Silver Sheen does, I will give you 10 silver bullets.
Alrighty, cool. Yeah, Colin has his own molds that he brings with him for them. So he just he's like, I don't need any material. I just need the hammer and the clamps and the forge itself, if you don't mind.
Yeah, the blacksmith will give it to you. And and then Madge, you sort of go around, talk to people, send the mayor towards Colin.
Yeah, so she will just go along and just heading toward the mayor's office and just ask anybody that she passes about sorry, I already forgot their name.
Harkin or Roger?
Yes, just Harkin.
Mm-hmm. You definitely get a no one likes Harkin. Harkin, kind of.
We don't talk about Harkin. No.
Don't start. We can't date this like that.
You don't think Encanto's going to be timeless?
Probably, but but yes, you get sort of the idea. Nobody likes him. He's a bit of a bastard, and was kicked out of town when he almost busted someone's head in during a bar fight.
Okay. Then she will, if that is just the general consensus, she will go find the mayor.
All right. So Colin is currently not wearing his hat or his coat. So he is wearing just his undershirt as he works in the forge. So they see the mess of scars along his arms and along his chest and back. And they see the hair that it's an undercut of dark brown hair that's sort of swept back by, it's a little mussed from wearing the hat. It's a little messed up from sweating by using the forge. But normally it's sort of kept swept back and something wet or gel-like to keep it down and away from his face. So he is the mayor walking in now, I assume?
Yeah. And as you do it, it's the mayor comes in and sort of with Lennox, Tiv is currently riding Lennox's shoulders because Tiv is a gnome. Tiv is small.
All right, howdy. So we've come up with some results in our investigation, and I wanted to cross-reference a few points that we found with the information you've got.
Yeah. Anything. What you got? Anything? I can help
Was
with?
Roger's body ever found?
There was a body. Linux, you found a body, right? And Linux is like, yep, there was a body. It was very, as all the other ones have been torn up, and I just thought it was Roger because it was in Roger's house.
All right, interesting. And Harkin, he hasn't been seen in or around town ever since y'all chased him off, yeah?
Well, Linux, he tries to poke his head in occasionally, but me or one of my other harvest guard, we all kind of just shoo him away.
And when did you last see Harkin?
About a month ago.
About a month ago. Well, so I got good news and I got bad news.
That's good.
Bad news, you're dealing with more than one werewolf is our estimation of the matter. Good news is we probably know who they are and we have a trail on how to find them. And hold up the silver bullet. We know how to kill them.
Well, yes. I mean, if you do, you save the town. Well, we don't have much of a party, but we'll throw you a party.
It's fine. Y'all got whiskey?
Yeah, we got we got some good stuff.
Oh, that's all I need for a party, my friend.
Well, I'll find a very good bottle, and it is yours if you take care of our problem.
He reaches up to tip his hat, realizes he's not wearing it, just sort of does a salute instead.
Mm-hmm.
Theodora rolls her eyes.
Alrighty. Well, once we link up with the others, we got ourselves a hunt.
Yeah.
We think that Roger might not necessarily be dead. We think he might be one of the werewolves, based on information from questions we've got in the timeline that follows.
Oh, that's slightly concerning, but okay.
Yeah, concern is the word I'd use. All right. Thank you so much for your time. We'll either come back with some dead monsters or, well, you can fill in the rest.
Yes. I hope it all goes all right.
Hey, we're professionals. It's gonna go fine.
I hope so. And yes, I will ask. Is there anything either of you want to do before you reunite with the rest of the group?
Nothing springs to mind. No.
Okay.
All right. He's gonna put the shirt, the leather armor, and the coat back on. Restrap up all of his guns. Load up the ammunition. Twirl his pistol before putting the pepper box back in the holster. And of course, hat goes back on. All right, let's go to the farm.
All right, showboater.
What? What did I do that's showboaty?
Never mind.
I don't get it. You insult me and then you act all huffy that I asked you about it. If you're gonna insult me, at least goddamn commit to it. Anyway,
Listen, let's just worry about this. Exactly.
Yeah, let's worry about the farm.
Yes. So yeah, you meet up with the other two and share other things that you might have learned.
Well, they definitely found a body, but it might not be Roger's because it was not identifiable.
That makes me wonder whose body it was.
No. Best case scenario it was Harkins, and we have less werewolves to deal with, or maybe he wasn't a werewolf. That's a mid-case scenario.
Well, anyway, you said you found a trail earlier, right?
I did. Marked it. Let's go walk it.
Yes. So you go back to where you do that, and to follow the trail, see how well you will follow it, I will need survival checks from anybody who wants to make them.
Alrighty.
Not me.
That is a 27.
I'm going to make my survival check. I also have Terrain Stalker, so I am always sneaking when I track something.
Very good. So that's good to know.
But I did only get a 13.
13. So you will follow this trail, and it seems to go for a while. It is, you probably, I will ask, will you continue following it, like, no matter how long it takes, or are you going to go for like 30 minutes and then figure it out? Because I will say you will go for at least 30 minutes with just sort of still following the trail. Seems to sort of wind sort of deeper into the forest.
I mean, I feel like we were expecting a long track, given it's a month old. So, I don't know.
Colin just keeps marking every little bit of the like every so often he marks another tree with his chalk.
Here's what I'll say. We've got a few hours before sunset. I think we spend half of that time following this trail, and if we don't find some place where we pick up fresh tracks, I think we double back.
I actually have a feat called Experienced Tracker, where I can follow a trail without pause, so I can track while moving at full speed by taking a -5 penalty, which means I would have a 22 survival check.
Mm. Well,
Would that be enough for me to be able to follow that trail?
You're following the trail, but it is clear it goes deep into the forest. Like you eventually get to a point where you're beyond Movina's cabin.
Yeah, I was expecting that, but does that change how long it's taking with that skill?
I will say it is probably getting on towards 4 in the afternoon.
All right, what's our play? I feel like we got to be closing in at this point.
If my biggest worry is that while we're out here, the wolves are already behind us heading back to town.
Right, why don't we let them come to us? Right?
Yeah, and if we didn't have any other folks to worry about, I'd say we keep following it, but
I'm just tired of walking.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's head back. I say we if this actually it doesn't look like this trail was used both ways, like in and out of the site of the attack.
It looks like it was an out. Looks like they left the town this way.
Alrighty. I am gonna see if on the way back I could find any trace of their way in that they took, because that would be where I would want to set up our picket line.
I will say it sort of looks like you don't see any way that they as you're doing this, you'll sort of notice that eventually this trail seems to be like one giant arc. Sort of maybe like they were trying to throw people off of the direction they were. Sort of and arc around to a different part of the forest. So in a way that is maybe almost behind the village.
All right. Well, shit. Let's make double time then.
is the trail double back?
Sure as fuck is.
Yeah, in sort of a way. Eventually, it starts to, it's just generally like a little bit, and eventually you do realize that this trail sort of has cut through the woods in a way that is going to lead you into a different part of the town.
All right. Sorry, Marjorie. I think I changed my mind.
Okay. These boots were not really made for walking, but we'll just keep going.
Yeah. I will say
I just pick you up and put you over my shoulder.
like a sack of potatoes.
There are immediate claws in your shoulder, and then relax because she's too tired.
So yeah, you eventually come out on. We'll drag your tokens to where you eventually will come out. And it is probably about 5 o'clock when you make this circle around. This is where the trail comes out. So it sort of left around the northwest, and then eventually looped around to come in on the south of the town.
So here's what I'm thinking. Is there a building that is tall enough that it has a nice line of sight, but it has an avenue for me to climb up?
Yeah, honestly, this building over here, sort of near the inn, it just sort of looks to be probably where it's actually, that's the my brain took a second. That's where the blacksmith is.
All right. Colin is going to climb up onto that roof. And he is going to set up his harmona gun and the tripod for it. So that's a rifle with a 150-foot range, and it's got massive kickback unless you have the tripod set up. So it's a nice big old gun. So he's going to set it up there. He's going to have his other rifles and his other rifle and his pepper box at the ready, and he's going to just sort of keep his eyes peeled, his ears open, listening for movement on the edges of the forest, watching for movement. He's going to call down, "Hey, can we set up torches or lamps around the perimeter of the wood of the tree line?"
Yeah. And some of the hunters that are still out will sort of give you the affirmative and start like trying to set up some kind of torch situation.
Alrighty. So that way we have a better line of sight of what we're dealing with.
So we did just follow this trail from the werewolf attack back into the village. So I'm is there any indication that the trail led to a particular house or building?
No, it just sort of came out behind here. It does sort of look like that maybe this is the sort of a route they took. They might have had somewhere along the way that they had sort of set up and made there where they live. You just didn't roll high enough to discover it.
That's fair. In that case, yeah, I'm gonna take my weapons out.
I'm gonna just call Mimi over to the roof and just say quietly, "Got a bad feeling about that elf kid. Call it a weird gut feeling, but keep your eyes peeled for him."
I'm keeping my eyes peeled for everyone.
Probably better.
Marjorie, Orpheus, you two should duck down somewhere and try to stay out of sight. And I just draw my weapons and I sit on the edge of the fountain.
I think
Colin is just going to stay on the roof and just whistle. Like whistling like something from Cowboy Bebop or some shit. Like just very Western sounding.
3, 2, 1, let's jam.
I think Orpheus is... Wait, no, that's the... How do I move?
Let me make sure. Yeah, it says you should own the token, so you should be able to click and drag or use arrow keys to move it. And make sure you have the token selector selected, because if you have the ruler, it won't let you move.
Oh, okay. So can I just click off the ruler?
It's sort of the little token controls and then the little four-corner box thing.
Okay. Okay, cool. I think Orpheus is. Oh my god. Okay. Orpheus is going to kind of like go to. I think it's the opposite building to where Colin has perched himself. I think I can't actually see Colin because of shadows. And just kind of like hunker down like by the wall, like behind some like bush, and just kind of like take out his violin and his sword bow thing and just be ready to get into some shit. Am I allowed to swear?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We can say fuck.
That's a hell of a time to ask that question.
I know.
Yeah. Beth and Orpheus, do either of your weapons not already have +1 striking?
I believe mine does.
I have +1 striking on one of my weapons. I have an axe in one hand, and I have a real fucked up looking like knuckle dagger on the other hand. The knuckle dagger does not have the +1.
Okay, I think she would know that. Theodora is going to stick by you, sitting on the fountain. Then, if you need a boost, I'll be a boost.
Just nods. I trust you to have my back. After the sun has been down for a little bit, I will silver sheen my axe.
Oh, actually, sorry. I'm going to move towards the fountain as well, but like behind it, just so I can have everyone within 30 feet.
Sounds good.
And I will do the same with the silver sheen.
Mm-hmm. So you're guessing, and yeah, it's probably not that long after you do that. You sort of see the rustling, and through your little torches and everything you set up, you see these two shapes, followed by sort of one on all fours. So three shapes in total, sort of come through the woods and enter into the clearing, and we will roll initiative at this point. If everybody would want to roll initiative here, you just roll d20, add your perception, but also because of the way the initiative tracker on Foundry is set up, you right-click your token, use the little sword and shield cross thing, you click that, it tosses you into the little thing. You can roll using, well, actually, don't roll using Foundry because none of you have stats there. Just roll and tell me what you get.
All right. So it's plus perception?
Yes.
Well, in that case, because I have the incredible initiative feat, that's going to be a 31.
Wow, I thought my 26 was looking real good.
Yeah,
this freaking dice, man.
I also rolled a natural 20, but that only gets me to 26.
Where do I log my initiative? Or do I just tell you?
You just tell me.
I didn't roll a natural 20, I rolled a 19.
Oh, sorry. I also have incredible initiative, so it's actually 28.
28.
So I, for sure, totally rolled the best initiative of all of us, because I got a natural 1 for a total of 9.
Oh, no!
9.
Oh, no!
Gotta have one. Gotta have at least one.
And Beth, what was your initiative?
26.
Well, you all go before them. Well, other than Orpheus. Everyone but Orpheus goes before them. Started off with...
So, I am... How close are they? They are... Let me get a quick measurement of distance here. Okay, cool. They're all within 90 feet.
Mhm.
That means they're within range of my good gun.
Yes, and you have 3 actions.
Yep. So I'm gonna lift up the Giselle.
Mhm.
So actions. Does interact count as an action?
If you already have your gun out, you don't need to like interact to draw it or anything. Also, you already have your weapon out. The only thing to do is shoot.
All right.
But
so I
unless
actually
you're
have
like,
I have quick draw, so I interact to draw a weapon, then strike with that weapon. And that would trigger my energy shot. Oh no, that's when I roll initiative. I get an energy
yeah,
shot.
you get that. You choose what you would like, what like element you would like for your shot.
Electricity.
Electricity. Yep. Feel your gun
so-
sort of.
Yeah, I lift up the Giselle, stare down the barrel, and just say, "Howdy," as I fire a shot with it. And you watch as like electricity pulses from my hand down to the barrel, and then the barrel seems to glow for a second, and then this round with like a little bit of electricity and spark arcing behind it lashes out from the barrel. That's conked. Okay, that is a 25. That's 26 to hit.
26 to hit. And which one are you aiming at?
I am gonna aim at this fella on the right here.
You're aiming at Roger.
All right.
And a 26 will hit. It does not critically hit, but it hits.
All right. In that case, I am rolling 2d8 because I have the striking on it. So 2d8, 6 and 2 is 8 damage plus it is silver bullet, and it adds an additional 1 lightning damage.
How much total was that?
So what does the weakness silver do to my damage?
It takes more damage.
All right, so that is 9 damage total. 8 of it is piercing, and 1 of it is lightning.
Yep. You watch as sort of it like. You also notice that these werewolves, they're what in the book is considered hybrid form. So they're not like on all fours or anything. And they still have like these remnants of clothes on them. And your shot just sort of like pierces through like the whatever remains of like the leather armor and like through his shoulder, and he just sort of lets out this blood curdling howl. And you still have 2 actions.
All right, so I am going to sink deep into a state of analytical calm and focus on the foe before me. I'm going to do a recall knowledge check to see if I know anything more about weaknesses werewolves might have, like a good way to like confuse them, a good way to hurt them or slow them down.
Yeah, and also for things like this, you can ask. You're gonna roll a
I have nature, arcana, survival, and lore monsters.
If you want to roll lore monsters,
It's not great. It's a 12.
it's a 12. You get 1 question you can ask. And this question can be anything from what is it weak to? What is its highest save? What it various other things about it.
All right.
You can ask what a bit like an ability it has.
All right. What is the ability of the moon? What is the effect of the full moon on it?
The full moon is it essentially puts it into a frenzy, and it moves faster and it does more damage.
All righty. Nice. So that triggers my thoughtful reload.
Yep.
So I have additional round in my gun, and I'm gonna take another shot at Roger.
Yep. With a multiple attack penalty of -5.
Yep. So it's gonna be just a +7 instead of a +12. All right. Does a 16 hit?
A 16 does not hit. The bullet goes a little bit. You aim a little bit too high, and it just sort of goes through the tree behind him.
All right. Well, I had to stop rolling well eventually.
Eventually. Notice your 3 actions, and we will move on to Maj.
Alrighty. She's going to take out her staff and just toss it up and down a little bit, and then do a little twirl and say, all right, time to light them up, hot stuff, and tap Beth's fucked up knuckle duster and do a magic weapon on it. Which just means that it is now a +1 striking weapon.
Love that.
So now I got 2. And then she is going to use her, that's 2 actions, so she is going to use her last action to back the fuck up. And she hops down from the fountain and goes.
That's not a bad call.
Yeah, no, she'll go all the way. She'll use her whole movement.
Mhm.
And that's going to be her turn.
Okay. And Beth, you're up.
I'm just gonna delay my initiative until after the first wolf goes.
Okay.
Or if they all go at the same time, that's fine. But
Yeah, it pretty much goes, Harkin, Roger, their wolf friend.
all right. I mean, do they have separate initiatives, or did you roll one initiative for them?
Oh, they have separate initiatives.
Okay, I'll go after the first wolf goes.
Cool. You'll go after Harkin. And you will, because you're delaying your initiative, you will go after Harkin now in the initiative.
That's fine.
So yes, it is Harkin's turn. And we'll let out this blood-curdling howl. And yeah, if you could see people in their houses, they're just shrinking down even more.
Colin just yells back, "Oh, would you shut up?"
Mm-hmm.
Letting the town folk know he's there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So he is going to spend his first 2 actions to, as he is moving, as he moves, it's like moving between all fours and, standing, and comes to sort of stand in front of you. And he's used his first 2 actions. So only got 1 action, as he is going to lash out at you, Beth, with his claws. I like how the stat block also gave them weapons.
Oh,
That's a weird choice.
They still have hands.
They still have hands, and technically, if this was not a full moon, they would be in control of their form. So they could technically just be like, "Nah, I'm a werewolf and I have claws and a jaw, but I'm going to hit you with this battle axe."
I mean, a battle axe does a bigger damage die than their
This is
jaws.
true.
So.
So yeah, with these claws, and that is going to be a 25.
That does hit.
Okay. As these claws find their way past your armor and sink into your shoulder. And that is going to be 14 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then that is the end of his turn. And it's your turn.
You said 14, right?
14.
Got it. Well, my first action is hunt prey. So let's see. He is my prey. That does things because I'm a ranger and I totally know how my class abilities work. And then, since I have a weapon in each hand, I'm going to twin takedown. So I'm going to make my first attack with my orc neck splitter. It's not great. That is an 18 to hit.
An 18 is just going to miss. And I'll remind you all, you have 3 hero points.
Oh, I have 3. Oh, well, fuck that. I'm re-rolling this.
Yeah. I think you weren't here when I said you had 3 hero points. But yeah, you have 3 hero points. Go wild.
In that case, it's a 29 to hit.
29 hits. And it is going to crit.
All right.
Oh my god.
I'm going to do my damage dice in here so I don't have to do math. So that'll be, should I roll 2d8 and double it, or should I roll 4d8?
Roll 2d8 and double it.
Okay. It's 2d8 plus 4. Oop. Nope. Not. Okay, plus 4. So it's 13. Doubled is 26 damage. And now this is the second attack of my twin takedown. And because he's my hunted prey, and because I'm a ranger and rangers are fucked up, my multiple attack penalty is a -2, I think.
And I just drew your. That's critical.
Oh, right. You do crit cards.
Crit cards. Crit deck. Let's see.
Crit deck.
And which and is it a slashing, piercing damage?
Slashing.
Slashing. I will say you can choose not to take the card. It is called lean into the blow. You do triple damage, but you drop your weapon.
Nah, it's fine.
Okay.
Because I'm now attacking with my knuckle dusters at a -2, but they're +1 weapon thanks to Madge. So, I'm rolling at a +10.
Yeah.
So that's a 22 to hit.
22 will also hit. And how much exactly was the damage for the first hit?
The first hit was 26. I'm going to do 2d4 with the knuckle dagger because it is so it's 7, and add my strength to that actually. So it's 7 plus 4 is 11 more damage. Now with my third action, because I hit with a black powder knuckle duster, I can fire the gun attached to it.
Hell yes.
So I think this is at a -4 because it's my hunted prey. It's my third attack. Rangers are fucked up.
Yep.
So that's a 20 to hit.
And 20 hits.
So I'm going to deal another 2d4 with the gun that's built in. This I do not add my strength to because it's a firearm.
Also, really quick, everybody check on WeCaster because I think somebody just dropped from it.
It wasn't me.
I'm in it.
I don't see Orpheus.
Okay, I'm currently seeing a white screen. So let me refresh. And Google Chrome is not responding. Okay.
Oh no.
Okay. On the WeCaster is currently refreshing. Invalid key. Should I just rejoin?
Yeah, just rejoin.
Okay.
It's just right up there. You just scroll up a little bit. It's right there.
Yeah. Come on, laptop. You can handle 2 programs. You'll be fine. Paste. Enter. Rook. Join.
You're back.
Cool. Oh. Okay, cool.
So yes, sorry about that. You were finishing up with your knuckle dusters.
Yes. So the gunshot dealt an additional 6 points of damage.
Awesome.
Also, that first hit, the 26 was silver. Because I only silvered my axe.
Cool. Yeah, you fucked him up.
Sorry, I have to check one more thing. What kind of action? My reload is 1 action, so I cannot reload this turn. So that's me.
Yep. And it's Roger's turn.
Oh, Roger, have I upset you? I hurt your feelings.
Ow. I'm not gonna make those noises.
I'm the only party around here.
You hurt more than my feelings.
And so Roger is going to go to all fours and is going to take a running dash at the blacksmith that you're on top of because you shot him. He doesn't like that. And roll to see his athletics, see how he would do. And yeah, he succeeds, and sort of from a leaping bound from, and essentially puts him on the roof next to you.
I just grin. Well,
Yeah.
hi there, friend.
And he
Saw
will
your
also,
farm earlier.
and he will lash out at you with a claw as well. And that is going to be a 25.
That hits.
Cool. And that is going to be 12 slashing damage
That's fine.
as you get some new scars.
Well, add them to the collection, I guess.
Yep. And now is their wolf friend. They have befriended a wolf. Is 2 actions going to run up to you, Beth. And it is going to attempt to attack you with its jaws. And that is a 24.
A 24 does hit me.
Take 3 damage.
Sounds good.
Because it rolled minimum. And it's a pretty basic wolf. And Orpheus, it's your turn now.
Awesome. I am going to do something maybe a little bit reckless. Yes, let's go.
We love reckless here.
So, first things first, I am going to inspire courage.
Everybody gets those lovely, lovely +1s.
Which I now realize is a 60-foot range, which is exciting.
Mm-hmm. Everyone, you get +1 to attack, damage, and I should know this because
It's saving throws against fear.
Yes.
Good stuff.
So Orpheus kind of like plays one note, and like a pulse of like red energy just kind of like comes off him. And then they are going to move 30 feet out of their 35 to right next to Harken. And then I am going to stab. Stab. This is with my now silvered weapon. I am going to use a digital dice roller because I don't trust my physical dice. +9. Ooh, natural 18 for a total of 27.
27 is going to hit.
Not quite a crit. Oh, actually, wait, I didn't add the +1, so it's a 28.
28. A 28 is also unfortunately not going to crit.
Okay, that's fine. I do enough damage as it is. 2d6 +2. And I will make this piercing damage.
Okay.
That's the wrong command. I am so sorry. 2d6 +2. Total of 8.
Okay. Yeah. You are all doing a number on Harke.
And that's all my actions.
All your actions. Okay. Yeah. And we'll be back to the top of the round with Colin.
All right. Colin is going to just sort of hold the rifle in one hand and then whip out the pepper box with the other one, which has 3 barrels, each one loaded with a silver bullet.
Yeah.
And just, now, friend, getting up close and personal, that just ain't polite. That just ain't civilized. That is a natural 18 for 29.
29 hits and is also a crit.
Alrighty, let me see what the critical damage on this is.
It is you take whatever it is and then double it. And I'm also going to pull you a crit card, which
it says
does fun things.
It says it upgrades the damage to a D8 with a crit.
Yes, because guns do that.
Alrighty. So I'm going to put the gun. I'm going to say, if I might do some dramatic narration,
go for it.
It's because I just put the gun right under his chin for the first shot.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 6 and an 8, so that is 14.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's the first attack. What's the crit card option?
Let's see. What is the damage type on the weapon? Is it piercing? Piercing. Well, you know how you doubled it? Just triple it instead.
So real quick, as you're doing this math, fatal, you increase the damage die up a step, and then you also add another damage die.
Yes.
All right. Oh shit. Okay. In that case, that's it. Oh shit, that's another 8.
Yeah.
So that's 22, and we triple that. So I have to roll another die.
You triple it. You just take whatever you have and then times it by 3.
Okay, so 3 times 24.
Yes.
Okay. Shit.
That's 72.
Yep.
I will ask, how do you want to end Roger's life?
Yeah, I just put the gun under his chin, just look at the scar on my chest, look at him. Should have stayed a farmer, boy. Blow the top of his head off from below. And with the power of the shot, just falls back and slams to the ground beneath me.
Yep.
All right, so that was one attack.
Yeah. Pathfinder is fucking wild with numbers sometimes.
So I'm gonna swing my gun down at our other friend here.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Harkin! I have to ask, does he look up at me?
Yeah, sure. He looks over at you.
Just, your friend was a bitch, and I'm gonna shoot. That is a natural 1. I'm gonna use a hero point.
Mm-hmm. It's probably a good idea, because I think guns also do bad things when you roll natural ones.
They do. That is a 19. That's okay. That's not going to be a crit. It can't be a crit. Not with the. No, that's only that's a 25.
25, still gonna hit.
That's a 1d4 damage. 3.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Cool. So, and then last barrel. That's another natural 1. I'm going to use another hero point. That is a natural 20.
Oh. We are out here.
Me? Oh yeah, this should be a difficult thing, like a challenging encounter at least. Tom in his natural 20s.
All right, so that is a 6 and a 6. So that is 12 damage so far.
12 damage? Cool. I am pulling up.
I think I may have done the damage calculation on the other guy wrong, by the way.
I'm pretty sure that was correct. We had a level 3 spellcast deal almost 100 damage with a crit card before.
Oh my god.
Yeah, when guns crit, it's silly because fatal just says your crits are extra good.
Man. Yeah, that's a perfect strike for another triple damage.
Jesus Christ. All right, so that's gonna be, it was 12, 36.
36?
Yep.
He is not dead, but barely.
Yeah. And I just Colin is just looking at you guys with an expression on his face. It's like, I'm never gonna let you hear the end of this night, and you know it.
Real quick. So Inspire Courage, that is a +1 to your damage, and that's before you multiply it by the crit. So that is an extra 3 damage.
3 more, 39.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, actually, that is enough to kill him.
Oh my god.
Do you want a
Literally-
third werewolf to come out of the woods? Because I will not blame you if you do.
No, I'm gonna go with it. It is absolutely hilarious, and I love it.
Listen,
And-
like all that shit that Colin was talking on the way into town wasn't just like hype. It's like, yeah,
we were talking
werewolves are
so much
beneath our
shit.
pay grade.
Yeah, so as this werewolf is locked up with what I keep on forgetting her name. As it's locked
Beth.
up with Beth, and they're both just like roaring at each other, and Orpheus is in there, just a bullet rips through his eye, and he
Yep.
just
Yeah.
flops to the ground.
She just looks over like, I had it.
And Colin just holsters a gun after doing a twirl. Yeah, I know you did. It's all good.
And yeah, Madge, this is your turn. There's just a single solitary wolf left.
Do we have a
Uh,
ranger who could just make it leave?
That.
Yeah, Marjorie is just going to watch the first one fall off the roof and then the other one just kind of explode. And she's going to lean against the building and she's going to cast mage armor and and use her last action to cast shield and say, "Good job, hunters. Keep it up. Keep it up." And look at her fingernails.
Yeah. And Beth, hey, what do you want to do? There's a wolf in front of you.
This is just an ordinary, non-magical, non-werewolf.
It's a wolf. It looks like,
Alright.
they became a pack, kind of. And now it's the other pack members are dead. It looks very uncertain.
Here's the thing, I don't have intimidating glare, so I do have to make this intimidation check at a negative. But I'm just going to roar in this wolf's face.
Yeah, go for it. I will
So it's
say, it just watched you kill its other pack mates. So,
If this was 5e, you'd have advantage on this shit.
I mean, it's got a penalty to its. I'm giving it a penalty to its will save.
Yeah. So I rolled a 23, but I think it's like a -2 because I don't speak its language. I don't speak wolf.
Mm-hmm. But you're big, imposing, and loud. And yeah, you do you just yell at it?
No, I roar.
Roar at it? Yeah, and it will tuck its tail behind its legs and start running.
Yep, y'all scoot! Skedaddle! Get on out of here! Shoot!
And those are the werewolves dead.
Well, that was slightly anticlimactic, I fear.
I was telling you, we came all the way out here. I don't understand these jobs.
Yeah, well, listen. Listen, it's gonna make a fun story at least.
And these people are alive.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, Colin's gonna hop down off the roof with all of it, scooping up his guns on the way. Just bleeding from the chest. Well, I believe I was promised whiskey.
Yeah, and the end door like kind of creaks open. You see like Tiv sticking her head out. It's like, the sounds of battle are no longer here.
Yep, and that's because the battle's no longer here.
Oh, and she sees both corpses. She just goes, "Yup." And she looks a little green for a second, and she's like, "Lennox, honey, we're gonna need to clean up the square again."
You should call the gravedigger. They're probably gonna be a little more human looking when the sun comes up.
Yep, I believe my theory was correct. We got here Harkin, and we got here the good farmer Roger. Damn shame.
And Lennox comes out, and a few of the other harvest guard, they come and they grab some shovels, and they're like, we'll bury him somewhere.
And that, my friends, is why you always call the professionals for this kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's just like, I believe I promised one of you whiskey. I'll do whatever you want on the house tonight. We
That
don't
was
have
me.
a lot.
I'm glad to take you up on that. And why don't you tell all your friends that this would not have been possible without the timely assistance of our friend in the woods there. One Mavina? Yeah, so y'all owe her some thanks as well, I think. She does make mighty fine pies too. You should invite her around more often.
Yes, we we will, we will, we will for sure. As Tiv heads back into the inn.
Colin is going to stop. And he's going to just turn over and look at Marge. Why are you letting me do so much talking?
Listen,
Honestly, it's
I
kind of hard
tell
to
you-
stop you.
Yeah, listen, I've told you to shut up before, and then you just gave me an argument that lasted about 5 minutes, so I've given up.
Well, that's what you're here for, is the talking. Just fine. That's fine.
Sometimes I'm just here to rein you guys in.
You do get very excitable when food or drink or shooting are involved.
Yeah, those are my 3 favorite things: eating, drinking, and shooting. Not necessarily in that order.
I think that it was noble of you to put out a good word for our witch friend. I'll make sure that it happens.
That's what I like
Over the
about
next
you.
day.
You do good follow up on the big shit I talk.
Somebody has to.
So you all head into the inn for a night of drinking and eating and relaxing because
I think just it doesn't need to be a role play scene, but I think Orpheus is going to help those 2 characters whose names I've completely forgotten, Linux and something else. I think he's going to help them with the bodies.
Yeah. You can. They sort of take them out into the woods, and they give them good enough grades because they're like, at the end of the day, they're still people. They were murdering us, still people.
Yeah, and they were your people at that.
And yeah, you do that. And if there's any, I'll ask because we did earlier than I expected. Are there any scenes? Any scenes anybody would like before we end?
I would like to see if our little hunter friend is still around. Corey?
Yeah, Corey. Corey will be in the end.
Yeah. And Colin's just gonna show off the new scar and just be like, "Yeah, this is why. That's why it's probably best for you to stay put, buddy."
Yeah, that's wow. Those are deep claw marks.
Yep, no, it's fine. I'm drinking alcohol to ignore it.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure there's somebody here who knows some sort of medicine.
He's like, "Oh no, I'll be drinking my healing potion next. It's fine." But
okay.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Beth, who is, I'm pretty sure, covered in much more blood, is not saying anything and just quietly drinks a potion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So listen, Corey, you sure you want to get into this life? Because you saw what it's like out there. If you're sure, I mean, shit, I'll put in a good word for you.
I mean, yeah. It was frightening, but it's kind of exciting.
Yeah, well, you think you can do some good out there doing that sort of thing?
I've been like been using a bow since my mom could teach me.
Yeah, no, I've been using a gun since my old man put one in my hands about the time I started walking. So I feel that. It might be a bit excitable, but you do remind me of me at your age. So you think this is your calling? Raises his glass. Go for it, man.
I will. Next time I know that the academy is looking for people. I'll toss my bow in the ring.
Yeah, just Make sure you find a team that has your back. And he's gonna look at the rest of the group and just sort of grin. Even if they give you a hard time, just you got to know they have your back, right?
Beth comes over, just sort of like puts an arm around the kid's shoulder, says, if you come to the academy, that means we're going to be in the same profession. And if I find out you're making us look bad, I'm going to kick your ass.
Oh, no, I definitely would never do that.
No, I've seen her do it too, so you know.
Oh, I bet you're very tall and very strong.
Right. So no getting hurt out there, all right?
I won't.
Slap him on the back.
It kind of jumps a little bit when you do it. This person is like bordering on like twunk. They're twink bordering on twunk.
Marjorie will follow up and just say, and not that I don't doubt your abilities, but I'm feeling generous, and if you do show up at the academy and you don't quite make the cut, there are other ways you can get in, and I can make that happen for you.
I'm slightly scared to ask, but I will remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, is that what you did?
What?
Is that what you did?
Well, I certainly didn't get in for monster hunting now, did I?
Just nods. Fair point.
Yes, you all have frightened, inspired Corey into becoming an adventurer, and will spend the rest of your evening enjoying yourself before heading back to the Adventurers Academy. And yes, another monster down, another city saved, and I'll go around and let everybody.
I do one final note on the road.
Just go for it.
Hey, did I ever tell you about the time I fought a werewolf as one of my first jobs? And
just like iris out, like the end of a cartoon.
Yep.
But yes, I will. I will go around, let everybody tell everybody, where they could find you and all that lovely stuff one more time. And we'll do reverse order this time. So we'll start with Rook.
Hello, I have been Rook. You can find me and whatever projects I happen to be working on when you listen to this on my Twitter at RJK Games.
And Michelle, you're next.
I am Mimi, also known as Michelle Jones. I write content for RPGs and also play them with people. You can find me on Twitter at Alesha Kills. I was feeling real good about my 40 damage turn until the gunslinger went. But anyway,
Slingers are fucking nuts. I remember I played one in the playtest, and I level 1 crit for 26 damage.
Yeah, gunslingers are absurd. Anyway,
absurd. There's a reason why they're a rare class. And next we have Gwen.
Hi, I've been Gwen. Thank you for having me on, also known as Gwendolyn Kelly. You can find me at PixTheWad on Twitter for the various tabletop RPG things that I do. I had a blast not contributing.
Yeah. And we have our illustrious gunslinger himself, Tom.
Hi, I'm Tom. I killed 2 monsters in a single turn and did not expect to. You can find me on Green Mountain Mysteries, where I play another gunslinger who rolls absurdly well, where I play Albion Graves, who is legally distinct from Colin Helfark. You can also find me on Twitter at Albion Graves, where you will see me talk about RPGs and probably pro wrestling. And you can find me running our Twitter for the podcast at GMMcast.
Yes, all of these lovely people. Go check them out. And hope you enjoying these one shots. They're a lot of fun to run. I get to explore different corners of the world and all of that lovely stuff. And we'll say our catchphrase, and we'll see everybody next time. And catchphrase of eat your vegetables.
Yeah, eat your vegetables.
Eat your
They're good.
vegetables. I don't know. I'm just going with it.
We said it in episode 1. We've said it every episode since.
Passengers, remain calm and please stay in your seats. We are experiencing pirate activity.
Oh, there's just something
Remain
happening.
calm and please
What?
stay in your seats.
Them.
Oh no.
At the outer edges of space, where union is but a whisper, humanity scrapes together a living amongst the stars. This is the story of 4 Lancers, talented pilots of mechanized chassis from all corners of the known universe, thrown together by circumstance and destiny. And credits. Follow Matcha.
Oh, were we supposed to know each other beforehand? I mean, we're all gonna die, but I'm glad you figured that out now.
Moxie.
Well, I have absolutely no idea what you necessarily need me to do here, but if it's kill a bitch or fix a bitch, I can do both very well. You're worth 1 week of no chores, and you know what? I really need that week.
Roadkill.
I'll take in the front, those 2 are taking the back. One of them's going through the booty hole, and let's go. I kind of need your help.
Fuck you, fuck you.
And Silver.
Here's like a little bit of money. Please go away. The ghost of your mistakes.
Led by me, Reed, your game master, through the Lancer system, a mud and laser style anime mecha RPG. I hope they brought some printers with them, because this is Bring Your Own Mech, an actual play Lancer podcast, and batteries are not included. Catch our first episode starting on July 29th, wherever you catch your podcasts, and then every other Thursday. Follow my heading, and I'll see you there.
Be gay. Roll dice.
An LGBTQIA actual play podcast network.